Hey everyone. It's just after midnight. And I'm feeling bored. Oh my god, I'm trying to hit this button. Alright, never mind. What I'm trying to do is isn't working. I'm gonna bring this table up a little bit, but I think it's locked down. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it's just past midnight. And I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos for the next Japanese from Zero, and I got anxious. I was just watching so much YouTube. I feel like I had 3 cups of Japanese coffee, like Japanese language coffee. So I'm on the right channel, right? Probably should have checked that out before I did anything, huh? Let's see here. It is super late at night, and I shouldn't be doing these late night streams, especially since I have to wake up in the morning and do another stream. But I was sitting here. Yeah, I'm on the right channel. Yeah, I was just sitting here prepping for that, and I just realized my camera's in the wrong position. Wrong way. Oh yeah. It's pretty high tech how I did that. Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys are up to, but yeah, I was just sitting downstairs and just trogging through YouTube after YouTube after YouTube clip, looking for, right now I'm looking for tehoshi and naide hoshi and tehoshikunai grammar constructions. And then oh man, I just started thinking like, well, should I do an entire video on this one segment? Like, obviously I need it for the tehoshi lesson, but this particular segment's interesting. You know, maybe I could, even though if I even take like 30 seconds, I could easily spend 5 to 10 minutes going through it all and make like a Japanese analysis in 5 type video, but I don't know. Ever since yesterday's video, I've been really thinking about how can I improve what I do and just make it more dramatic. I got a new camera ordered. There's a camera called the DJI Pocket, and it's really cool. You just walk around with it. It's got this little tiny gimbal on it and a little tiny screen, but they just released the new one, and I'd been checking like almost daily for a while. I was checking for the new version of it because I had the 1 and I bought the 2, and now I bought the 3. And I'd been waiting, and now it's got a bigger screen. It's got a full-size sensor, so it's really cool. So much better than what I did in the park the other day, where it's like I had my phone up on my tripod, and I was just, I flipped it around, and I'm like, okay, I want to get full, 4K video from this lens, and it was so much work, and I, for some reason, just forgot that I had the DJI Pocket, which would have made everything so much easier. And the new camera comes with this a microphone that I can just like kind of put a magnet here on underneath my shirt, just like pop it on there, and it connects directly to the camera. I had to for that video yesterday, I don't think you watched it. It's up on Japanese from Zero, but if you did, the first like 2 lines I had to redo. I had to like say them in studio and then make it sound like I was outside, because I guess I misunderstood AirPods. Can you find this even credible at all? AirPods, which cost like $200-ish, I think. You can't record to the photo, like the video app that comes on the iPhone. It won't record audio. So I would record, and this was the one where I was like walking towards the camera, and I would be like, hi, I'm George Tromby with Japanese from Zero. But it would sound like this. I'm far away, right? Hi, I'm George Tromby with Japanese. And I thought, these stupid headphones have some sort of proximity sensor, because it still sounded like, okay, it's coming through the headphones, but it's just like the iPhone mic was really good. So it heard me from that far away, and it was enhancing it as I walked forward. I thought that the AirPods had some sort of like spatial sensors, and they knew I was far away, so they emulated that, which would be the stupidest thing. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, why do I sound far away? And I went down this rabbit hole trying to figure out what was wrong. Turns out I wasn't even using the AirPods were just in my head for no reason. They weren't actually connected to the app. It can't record it because I guess with Bluetooth there's a bunch of delay. And Apple with its, what was that, like $150 billion, couldn't figure out how to just like record, like figure out what the delay is and then properly fix it in the video. Like just, there's a certain delay based on distance maybe or something, and then just kind of compensate for it. But it didn't do that. So I wasted a ton of time just like researching that. So I had to redo all those lines. Luckily for the majority of it, I had another mic here, but I guess I didn't record the first few. So I had to redo those, but hopefully that'll be fixed with this new camera that I got. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to go out and do what I want to do is try to take the Japanese grammar concepts and do something with them, make them into a message, and I don't know how I can accomplish all that I want to accomplish without having the people watching the videos know more Japanese. And that's the thing I'm trying to wrap my head around. Like when I watch the YouTube clips, it's all good stuff. It's like, this is real Japanese in the modern world being used by people. But Jesus, is it dense? Like, I don't know. There was this one clip that I took that was talking about some type of person at work that you meet and what do you do with this type of person. And I thought, oh, this is good advice. But I didn't know what she meant. She's like, hado ga hikui hito. And I didn't know what that was. Or hado no hikui or hado ga hikui. She kept saying, and it's some sort of new wave stuff, man. It's not even like a person with low intelligence. Or something with, low emotional intelligence. It wasn't, that's what I was hoping it was, but it was like, I don't know enough. Like it's low wave power or something, like a hado or something. And the whole segment was good. It was using the grammar at least twice that I wanted to teach. And she was just giving great advice and saying, like, I loved her flow, but she's talking nonsense. And as I watched YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video of Japanese people, I'm just like, so much of YouTube, especially when you're not like choosing segments of things that you want to watch, but you're looking for just a type of wording. It's crazy how, number one, the variety of content that's available when I'm actively searching outside of my bubble, it is absolutely crazy. And the amount of nonsense too, because I'm watching it, I'm going, oh, let's look at this video. What, 2 million views for this? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing content wise. Like, I don't think I could make it in Japan YouTube, because I just always assume, like, I'm just so stuck in my own bubble if I got to teach something, and when I get intent, I watch like true crime where people are telling a story or where they're showing you how to do something or they're complaining about something in society. Japan will just be opening gifts from subscribers and it has 2 million views. Talking about complete stuff that I would consider nonsense. Like, I would just roll my eyes at it, So I don't know. It's, but I think the harder, most difficult thing in my brain that I'm trying to solve is like, how do I get people past this? Even if you know everything in book 5, you are woefully behind from what you need to know to understand all of Japanese. And I don't even know how I understand it all. So there's the skill of being able to ignore a word that you don't know. That might be a natural thing that you get over time, or it's just a part of my brain from early on. Like, I'm just good at ignoring things. And maybe is that an inherent skill that someone has, and that only that person can, that type of, or not only that type, but that's one of the types of people that gets good at language or gets good at a thing because they can ignore the things that don't make sense. Because there's other parts of my life where I have a real hard time ignoring, and then I just get stuck all the time on, certain, like, weirdly enough, it's if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm debating them on something, and they say something, I take it super literal, or I push back on the wording that they use and not the overall message. I don't know. This stream is an example of nonsense, by the way. It's just nonsense. I'm just flowing from the mouth, and I wonder, will there be someone teaching English, and they're looking for the word that I happen to say, and they find it, and then they clip it, and I don't even know about it, because that's what I'm looking at. I feel like that's what I'm finding. I'm finding stuff that some people just never think they're going to be seen by anybody in that. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's late at night. I don't know. Always streams. Thanks for the first message. I appreciate it. Content creation can definitely be difficult. Past book 5, I want you to know how and where to. I'd want to know how and where to use everything, like actual live examples. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at live examples, but I don't. Here's the thing. I think I nailed a decent format in the last video where I took I think 6 or 7 small cuts of a variety of YouTube videos and just looked at their 1 or 2 sentences. And I think it would be unfortunate if I tried to go past that for the Japanese from Zero videos. But then the other part of me is I should take those interesting ones. There was an interesting one where it had a very good start and an end. It was nonsensical, but it was interesting. And it was interesting. And I could do a lot with that. And even the people in there, like a super famous YouTuber, a transgendered woman, mystical rocks. It was just an interesting segment. I thought, okay, that I could analyze, make a video, put it up, and it would be decent content. But then I also want to do content when I'm walking around, and I want to, if I could choose to be any type of YouTuber, it would be the deep speaking. I just bit my tongue as I said that. Pretty deep, right? But it's a deep speaking, when life gives you lemons and you don't like lemons, the fuck do? You can't make lemonade. I want to be that kind of like maybe I say something unexpected, but it's still going to give you good advice. But it's hard to do that on a Japanese from Zero channel. I kind of stuck myself in a mold. Even this channel is Polyglot George, where really I'm supposed to be teaching language. But there was one video that I analyzed that was, I think, pretty good. It was how deep is the ocean? And that was pretty cool. Take those kind of cool questions and maybe you learn from the Japanese part of it, but you also learn the Japanese language of it as we go through. That might be interesting again. Just to nail down on one video. The problem is I can't do even a 5-minute video would take hours to go through. Just like if I look at, let's see. Do I have these clips? So oh no, I was trying to find the original clips. Let's see. See if I can find it. Okay, so for example, is the music too loud? That feels okay. Let's see here. Do this. This is one of the clips I used yesterday.
こだわりないわみたいな。で、寄せてない人の方がかっこよく感じる。私もそっち派。ハイライトとかもう点線みたいになってたら、いやでも私すみません、ありがとうございます。女の子だったら全然何も気にならないんだけど、なんでか男性に関しては SNS 投稿少なく。方がいいなって。でもこれめっちゃ言うよね、みんな多分。あとやっぱ男子って基本ミステリアスであんまり中身を知らん方が。
That's so interesting that she said that. So the girl the girl that's not driving was like, it's okay if it's girls, but when a guy posts a lot, I don't like it. I want them to post less on social networking. Well, I'm in trouble there a little bit. Because I post every day, right? Videos. But she's like, yeah, if it's a girl, it's okay. But I want boys to be mysterious, which is weird because I remember my first, my second girlfriend, Yoko, she said her teacher had told her that girls shouldn't tell the man everything and they need to be mysterious. And I was like, yeah, that sounds right. It's just funny that she wants to. Maybe you need to not talk a lot. Maybe not tell everything. But see, that alone, like this whole thing had so many things I could talk about grammar-wise. It's endless.
なんか女の子って沼るやん。あ、確かに。やけなんかあんまりこの人って普段どういう生活してんのやろみたいな方がみたいなかな。この人の SNS を見たら一日の動きが分かるってくらいストーリー更新しちゃう人がおるやんか。でそういう人とか見るとなんかあんまりその人に興味なくなる。あ、確かに。興味なくなっちゃうんだ。自分が彼女だったらだけど、なんかめっちゃSNS 載せてくれる自分のことよりは、あえて自分のこと何も載せないぐらいでいいかもしれない。ああ、本当にそう。わかるわかる。私もあんまり載せない。
Yeah, that was one of the segments. So much just in that segment alone. Oh, what is this one?
いいですか？
どうぞ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Oh yeah, that one was kind of boring. But yeah, this one was kind of interesting though. These girls were interesting.
今回はさやとりさとママで引っ越しました。最近はコロナ禍で約1年間ぐらいパパがホテルに住んでいて、ホテルから会社へ通勤して仕事。
Now I was going to show these subtitles, but they're wrong, so I couldn't. She's like speaking a little bit like this. Like she has a little bit of just a, I don't know if she's got retainers in or something like that, or probably what's happening is she's thinking about what to say and then she's committing in the middle of the word, and YouTube's trying to subtitle, so it's hitting a few words wrong.
終わったらホテルに帰るっていう生活を。
Shiakatsu, she says shiakatsu, like instead of seikatsu, she says seikatsu. She was trying to say
っていう生活を
seikatsu is not a thing, right? Seikatsu, right?
続けていました。パパが私たちの住んでる家に帰ってくるのは1週間に1日か2日かぐらいでした。それで先日パパからホテル住まいが終わって家に帰ってくるっていうのを報告されました。でも
報告されました。
私たちは嫌なので
See? 私が言えぬので嫌なので Oh, was that the end of it?
ので
Oh, I must have. Oh yeah, well, I have to remember that I actually watched a lot more of that. So yeah, I watched and then I went back and clipped it. So always streams again says I go from zero to learn Japanese. I come to Polyglot George to experience Japanese culture, if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Dake Ugemen. Dakugemen says, personally, really like these types of slice of life videos. Having someone break down the grammar used in casual everyday speech is priceless content. Cheers, George Sensei. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to do more of those for sure. But the thing is, I think one of the reasons why the books do so well is that they're not overwhelming. But these videos will be overwhelming. Your hose is only so big, so you can't drink all this water at once. It's a lot. And this is me hours going through videos where you got to find someone that's speaking clearly. Now, it doesn't mean that, like, if I watch non-speaking clearly videos, I understand them fine. But it's super hard for the listener to hear, like, whatever, like, of affectation that they have on their voice. Like, whatever they're saying, it's like, either their mic is bad, they're too far away, they're over-talking each other. Like, you just have to wade through so much content that's maybe entertaining to watch, but just hard to process because it's just maybe they're throwing multiple hoses of Japanese at you and you can't take it. So you got to find something where people are like those two girls were like, like you need those kind of breaks to even process their level of Japanese, which is also still, depending on your level, high. So, and then there's diminishing returns for me, because it's to bring someone from, like, let's just say to my level, right? You all kind of got an idea of what my level is, right? When I'm reading those books, there's a lot of words I still don't know. So it's crazy to think that there's still stuff I don't know, but to be fair, I went to high school, I learned Japanese, I came out, I did import export, I worked with a bunch of companies, had a bunch of girlfriends, got married, did tour guide work, did interpreting work, but it's not like I was studying new words. I wasn't reading every day, which I regret. I really regret that I wasn't reading more. That's a very rare, wow, I wish I would have done that level regret. For me, I don't have many regrets, but that's one that I wish because I can't undo it. The only thing I can do is, like, from this point forward, just commit to these daily readings, and even then it's just a slow trog through words. But just getting even to my level, like, I don't know if I can bring someone to my level. Matter of fact, I know I can't. They have to run to get to this level. They have to experience hundreds and hundreds of events, thousands of events, honestly, to get to this event. Because when I'm listening to Japanese and analyzing, like, well, how do I know what she's saying? Or he's saying, I don't know. Because I studied a lot, but I also immersed a ton, right? My whole life has been Japanese. How do you give that to somebody? Well, maybe part of that is to start really introducing people to these YouTubers and other content that's not learning content. Because I'm always pushing that. Like, I don't want people to just study materials, because that in itself is a dialect. Like, what do you speak? Oh, I speak kyokasho. I speak textbook Japanese, because that's what you're learning. Yeah, but I don't know how to get people there. And I remember being on the train and I saw this, they had like this video on one of the in between, like, in commercials and whatnot. It was like 1 point English or some thing where they teach English, and they were teaching the word beach house. I was like, that's like such an unimportant word. Like, why do you need that? But the reality is, you don't know what you're gonna need. There's so many words that, like, I know that I didn't need, Like, I didn't need pirate until I was a tour guide. Back in the the aughts? What do they call it? The 2000s, when I was still a tour guide. Like, I was taking people to the pirate show, the Treasure Island Pirate Show, which it's really changed a lot. I wouldn't even call it a pirate show. It's like sexy girl dancing show now, but it was a pirate show, and they had boats that sunk. So I had to know shizumu. I had to know pirate ship, kaizoku-san. Who would think I'd be saying volcano every day? I don't live in Hawaii, but I live in Las Vegas, where the Mirage Hotel has a kazan, a volcano that erupts every 15 minutes. So you just never know what you're going to need. I mean, you can learn those words one by one, obviously. Man, it truly is a life project to learn Japanese, but you can't sell a life project. It's like, hey guys, take on a life project. It's such a rare breed to get even to book level 5, to book 5 level. It's a rare breed. It's not, even though I'm telling you that's like N4, slightly in some N3 stuff for the JLPT test. It's borderline intermediate. But how many people get there? It seems like a lot, but it's not in the scope of the world. Yeah. Got myself in a deep mood right now. I really was going to sit down. I was going to sit down and write more of the book of that guy that ends up getting that Japanese girl pregnant. I don't have a name for it yet, but my quote unquote Japanese novel. And then I started doing the YouTube search, and I got sidetracked on that. Yeah, I don't know. What am I going to do for the rest of my life? I don't know. Is this what I'm going to do? Pay off debt? Move to Japan? Okay, the only thing in my future that I see is paying off debt, watching my cats die, and going to Japan. Finishing. Can I finish Kanji from Zero Book 5? I haven't even got 3 out. Oh my God. I gotta work on these things. It's just not enough time in the day, man. I don't know. And am I done pushing my Korean level up? I have had this thought in the back of my brain that, maybe Korea's fun and all, but I had such a good final trip. This last trip I took, it was a couple trips back. I thought it was my last trip, you know. I was kind of I felt like I was done with Korea. And this last trip, I kind of met everybody again. All of my really good friends just had really meaningful time. And then I caught a cold for the second half. I'm remembering that, and I have muscle memory to cough right now, but I don't know. Do I want to do that again? Or do I want to go somewhere else? But then again, do I want to go back to not knowing a language again? Do I want to try to, go to Taiwan and replicate what I did in Korea and go to a Taiwanese, Chinese school and learn Chinese and be like, 我是美国人，我的中文还不够. Do I want to start at that level and just push my Chinese up and then let my Korean, I guess, improve? Not at all, maybe, because I'm not going to Korea anymore. I don't know. Fair point, but couldn't that be the challenge after book 5, starting to process natural speech? I don't think it's, yes, it could be, but you still need to know so much more after book 5. There's so much we have not taught you by book 5, after book 5. You're barely getting into it. We need a book 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just don't know if those are in me. Always Stream says book 6, business Japanese. No, I'll never. No, business Japanese is completely worthless in my mind. How many people? See, I thought when I started teaching Japanese, everyone was going to be business. But I've literally never met one person on planet Earth learning Japanese for business. It's always for personal hobby, game, Pokemon. My wife's Japanese. It's never been, I'd like to do business in Japan. Never been that. So I won't do business Japanese. I don't know enough business Japanese to do that. Book 7 is George's risque calendar shoot. Yeah, no one wants to see my hairy stomach. I do like looking at my hairy stomach in the morning. I'm like, okay, it looks pretty good. You always look good from the very front angle. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good, but I can never replicate that on camera. I never look as good as I think I look in the mirror. And I've always thought well, if I could just position the camera in the way that it should be. I should probably lower this table a little bit now that I'm looking at it. Almanac says the entire essence of the problem is trying to describe why someone sounds natural. It only comes from exposure and experience. True. Yeah, trying to describe. But you can explain why they sound natural. You can, it's why AI sounds natural when they have the inflections. Oh, I see. So, it's those things. Ah, soka. じゃあ、それだったら those in between. やっぱ、あれですよね。it's those things that make you sound natural. 뭐지? 제 생각에는, and Chinese I know has some too that I heard, when I listened to them speak, you could hear it. It was what was it? 然后 between everything. 然后 내가, just all of that. You hear it. but exposure, yeah. 100%. The only reason my Japanese is my level, 100 billion percent. If you take my level of Japanese after high school, first of all, I had lived in Japan already since 6th grade. So all of, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, I'd already had 6 years in Japan and I'd already had Japanese girlfriends. But still, it's all the time after that, watching so much Japanese TV. Like when I got married to my wife, I remember being a tour guide with Japanese people, meeting them every single day, forced into conversations. That really boosted my Japanese. That's why I've always been a big proponent of saying speak, because that's my experience, right? That's my survivorship bias that I have. I'm good in Japanese. Why? Because I spoke, but really also I could have read a lot more and I'd be even better. Like I learned something this morning, used it tonight, and I got the appropriate angry reaction from my wife because of it. And I'm super happy. I'm like, and I had to tell her, no. I was just practicing my Japanese. 根に持ってる。いつまで根に持ってんの? How long are you going to hold that against me? I've never known how to say that in Japanese. I might have said, いつまで言うの? Until when are you going to be saying that? And that would have been enough. But now I know, いつまで根に持ってんの? And it's great. I got to use it right away. And that's why I always say speaking is so important because me personally, it doesn't hit me in the brain in the right spot until I've used it. Deeper now says, comes back to what I mentioned in the comments section. After a certain point, it's hard to mass market teach. It becomes a personal journey after that. Training wheels are up 100%. The thing is though, deeper and down, I 100% at a minimum, there's 2 more books people could benefit from. I don't know what would be in those 2 books, but there's 2 more books that would be beneficial. Because think about how long does it take you? You can go through if I had 7, 8 books, how long would it take you to go through them? A year and a half, maybe? I don't even know. Let's see. Let's say it took 2 months per book, which seems like a long time to be fair. That's 6 books in a year. Hannah Walmer says, you're going to move back to Japan? No, I'm going to move. My wife's literally looking at places to rent right now. We're going to rent for a bit and then probably buy something. But just on the finances side, it doesn't make sense to really buy in Japan, except for the fact that you own it. You can do things. It's crazy that by the way, the whole dynamic of living in Japan is so different from America. So for example, in America, the ultimate thing to own is a home. I have 3 houses here. They've all appreciated in value. The bulk of my wealth is, well, there's 2 things. The name of the From Zero company, right? The company itself has value. But the homes are the next thing that have value for me. They're extremely valuable. So Japan though, first of all, I don't have anything in Japan. I don't own anything. Perhaps when my wife's parents die, we'll inherit land. I don't know. But assuming that doesn't happen, we'll rent for a bit. And even if you buy property, unless it's in a very exclusive place, it's not going to go up in value. It's going to go down in value. Here, it goes up in value. And for the near future, properties are only going to go up in value. In the near future, the understanding is that because interest rates are so high, but still supply of homes is low because everyone that has homes now, not everyone, but a huge number of people that own homes now all have super low interest rates. So even if they sold their home and made a bunch of money on it, they can't buy into the next house unless they can do it with cash. It just makes more sense to hold on to the houses. And in my case, I'm renting 2 of them. So because right now it's too expensive for people to buy, and even if they did buy, their mortgage would be astronomical. And my mortgages are low in comparison because I bought before the values went up, number 1, and I refinanced to really low interest rates. If I rent them out, I make money every month. Matter of fact, for me personally, right now 2 of my houses are rented, those 2 rent together pay for all 3 mortgages. So I don't have that expense, right? Now, when they're not rented, it's a burden for sure. But when they're rented, it's really nice. So I don't have that in Japan. I won't have that in Japan. I don't, the other thing that's really interesting I thought about moving to Japan is my wife was telling me, because she's looking at places, we wouldn't buy like a refrigerator and all of that stuff. You just rent it for 10,000 yen a month. That's it, $100 a month. Like refrigerator, all of that stuff. And then when we move, we just move. We just like, bye, and we're gone. And then we move to the next place. Get a Korean Italki teacher so your level doesn't drop. Yeah, there's just not enough time in the day for me to do a class. If I do an hour class, it's this lid on a part of the day, and it pushes everything down. It's like this weight that at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whenever I set the time, I've got to be there for a class. And the last maybe 4 classes that I booked, I missed. I booked and didn't go for some reason, whatever reason at the time. I just forgot, got busy, was doing a live stream, something. But yeah, I don't know what to do about Korean. It's another great accomplishment of mine, but it's not. Besides the Korean textbooks, I don't know. All my friends are married now. It's weird. It's really weird. I feel weird meeting these girls that I knew when they were single, even though I was married at the time. But now they're married and one of them has a child, and it's just like, it was great meeting them. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a burden in their, like, I feel a little bit burdensome to them. Oh, George is in Korea, so let me hang out with him. And whatever they were doing in their week has to be, I don't know, people want friends and what like that, but I don't know. Jack Fex says, I need to speak more. I read fairly well and I can listen okay, but my speaking is clunky and difficult. See, I'm the other way around. I speak really well, but my reading is a little bit clunky. So I think really it is a give and take, right? Hannah Walmer says, where do you speak it outside of your own head? How do you practice Korean? Recently, I don't. Ever since I came back from Korea, I really haven't. In Korea, I spoke it every day. And it was super stimulating. Now, here's the thing, Hannah. If I move to Japan, one of the reasons I want to move to Japan is I can just fly to Korea for the weekend. That is the ultimate dream for me. It's like, oh, hey, honey, I'm going to go to Korea for a week. And it won't be like this huge, big deal. Right now, when I go to Korea, I'm gone because of the cost of the flight and because of the whole huge thing that it is, I'm there for 2 months. I was there 7 weeks last time I was out of the country. That's a long time. And on top of that, my wife, because her mom is getting up there in age, like super old, and her father's got Alzheimer's, and her mother can't barely stand up by herself. She wants to be in Japan. So it makes sense for us to go there. But even when she goes, she's gone for like 2 months. So she'll be gone for 2 months, and I'm gone for 2 months. That's not a big deal. Our marriage is, married 30 years. We've been doing that every year for at least half of the marriage. We've been leaving each other like that. But how cool would it be if I could just once a month go to Korea for a week? Do you know how amazing that would be for me? Oh my God. And then, yeah, let's say then it wouldn't be like this big deal for me to meet my friends. Be like, hey, I'm going to be in Korea next week. Hey, if you can't meet me, then we'll just meet the week after that. Or I'll see you, see you 3 weeks from then. Or like, oh, you have a birthday coming up? Yeah, I'll just move my trip to around there and I'll meet you on your birthday. I can do cool things like that, or I could get invested in the children that they had, like, if I lived in Japan, there's children that, I would send more Pokemon cards to, like I had my friend with his kids he gave me a bunch of really, really nice Pokemon cards, and I sent a bunch back, but it cost me like $78 to send them back. I would just maybe come here for 6 months, go there for 6 months, bring a bunch of cards, and then, send them. And like, I would have a different connection instead of one that's just temporary. Like once a year I go and see Korea or Japan. It would be very much like, I mean, I think I would love it. I think I would love it being in Japan. And I don't need a lot of room. This is, I just need a room like this to have a setup. This is maybe 6 tatami mats. This is all I need. A TV, my desk, my computer, some equipment. I literally could just rebuy all of this again. That's it. I could set up a studio. You wouldn't even know I was in Japan. Like, you wouldn't even have any idea. Hell, a lot of people think I'm in Japan right now. Morning, Melanie. Almanacs, I'm a little bit behind, I apologize. It says, the have to be there is required for me to keep up studies, unfortunately. Otherwise, I lose myself in work or all my other projects. I think that's where there's a thing I'm forming in my head right now, but you don't need to go to Japan. There's so much content. Looking for the content for the videos has just really opened my eyes to that. There is, like, I've always knew there was content, but I didn't. It's like hearing that there's a God and then meeting there's a God, you know? It's like, oh my God, wait, there really is a God? No, there is so much content. You can get stuck in Japanese content deep and need to know the Japanese for it and just learn for that, you know, and make friends around that. Baby Bear says, that's not up to you to decide whether you're a burden or not to them. You're not even giving them the choice. No, okay, well, I appreciate you saying that because I've said similar things to people. You're right. It's their choice if I'm a burden or not. But sometimes the specialness of a person going to Korea once a year puts undue burden on a person to hang out with you because they'll feel guilty if they missed the time when you were in Korea. When if I was going more often, maybe I would make a different style of friend where it's like, oh, that person was only hanging out with me because we had a connection at one point. We were good friends. And then, I mean, think about it. Some of those people, most of those people, actually all those people I hadn't met in 4 years. You know, so much had changed in their life, you know, but I'd like the opportunity to make, like, this last time, man, I made a couple really good new friends, but I couldn't hang out with them anymore because I got a cold. The cold lasted like the remaining 3-ish weeks I had. So it was like, I didn't feel comfortable hanging out with them. I didn't know what I had, you know? And on days where nothing, I was like, oh, maybe I'm better. I'd go out and then that night I'd be just hawking up a storm. And it wasn't like a cold I ever had before. So I was like, is it Corona? You know, I didn't know what I had. So I was just like super cautious to meet people. And I'd be wearing a mask, which is like not my style. Hana says, yeah, I used to live in Japan too. And the Korean students would go back to South Korea on Friday and come back on a Sunday. Yeah, because flights are like $100. That's nothing. Jaku says, I was convinced by the whole refold AJAT thing, which is fine. But I see now that there's a lot of necessity for speaking practice and other output. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, man. Just going back to like life stuff, but you know, thinking about that wave power or whatever, I have to figure out what that. I have to when I do the translation for it, I have to figure out like what I'll have to go back further earlier in the video and just watch from the beginning or watch more of this woman's videos to know what she's all about. But I bet she has a book on like, you know, it's like The Secret or something like that, where it's like wave power. We all transmit waves from our brain, and it's probably something like that, which is fine and all. It's like this new agey stuff, and she's well spoken. But that and the way that, you know, religion infiltrates a person, and that religion can be so different from the person next to them, you know, even living in the next house over in the same city, you know, it just shows me that humans are really, really complex. Why was I saying that? There's something. Oh, the refold AJAT. So, and the thing is, like, when you're given a way of thinking by someone that's convincing, like, you know, Matt is a very convincing guy. Matt's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not magnanimous. There's a word, like confident when he speaks, and his voice has that tone, that It's like, oh yeah, this is the guy to follow, you know? So, and I'm not saying he's wrong, by the way. I'm just saying because there are people that feel that way about me. I know for sure. They're the other side of that coin. We're like, oh, George is the guy. And then there's those people that were like, no, it's Cure Dolly. Like Cure Dolly was like, oh my God, she knew everything. She was amazing. Only she could know possibly how to teach this, right? So, wow, I don't know where I was going with this, but it's a good thing that people are so different and can thrive in their own world, in their own little bubble, their own little vision of what the world is, because it just means you can do whatever you want as well. There is no right and wrong. There really is no, well, within society, like you can't kill people, you can't sexually assault people, but there's no real right and wrong way to live beyond, living within the rules. I feel like the only thing we really have an obligation to do as humans is recognize that we live in a pack. We live in a society. And so there are rules that might be inconvenient for you, but without those rules, we'd be stepping all over each other. Like no one's coming with guns into my house and stealing my home. Like even if they came in, they couldn't steal my home. They maybe could force me to sign a paper, but then I have a way to redress that and say I signed it under duress, and normally those type of things, you couldn't have someone come in, assign your house in one night. You have to get, your signature verified and the mortgage is, there's just no way to do it with a gun, right? That's society. We have a society that prevents thugs from doing that sort of thing, right? So as long as you, as a human, do whatever you want. If you want to believe that we all emit a certain power from our head and we can have seminars on how to deal with that, or, whatever, fine. You want to believe Jesus Christ, died and then came back 3 days later and it just makes sense to you, it's fine. Just recognize that we have a society and you have to, you put your seatbelt on. Why do I have to put my seatbelt on? Well, because if the car swerves, but I don't care, it's my own personal freedom. No. You don't understand. No. It's because you might hurt someone else. Like you might lose control and then like you slip out of your seat and then no one's in control of the car. That's why you got to wear your seatbelt, So it's things like that. It's just society. Just follow society's rules. That's it. You can, look, if you don't want to get a vaccine, okay. We were forcing people to get a vaccine. It's a tricky one, right? We were trying to force this saying you can't work here. It's tricky. I have a mixed opinion on that, But you could say, well, it's for the people is that another society thing where it's like, you have people that can't get the vaccine for whatever reason and we need herd immunity, but then do you take away someone's freedom and say you have to? That I don't know. Always Stream says, my listening has not improved. It's probably my biggest struggle right now. I listen to a podcast and I don't understand any of it. You need to listen and shadow it. And then you need to break down some sentences and translate them. I'm telling you. You'll understand more if you break down a few of those sentences. And there's a concept that I have developed that I need to actually implement when I teach. It's called beacon sentences, where you give someone a sentence. It's a beacon, right? It's like a lighthouse sentence. So, imagine that Japanese is a dark ocean and you don't know where to go on a concept or what to say. But now imagine we dotted the ocean with lighthouses, these beacons, whether it be a sound beacon or a light beacon, something to warn you where to, and you just remember where those beacons are and then you can get a general layout. And you can do that with, sentences like, 日本語はちょっとだけわかります. Like, or, a sentence that gives you a grammar in its basic form that you can go back to, deconstruct, and rebuild into other sentences. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but let's just say, 犬じゃないです, right? It's not a dog. You just replace the inu. I would never teach it that way, right? I would teach the grammar properly and say, now here's a sentence that you can put into your head whenever you doubt. Like, I didn't invent the concept per se as I realized I was doing it. I keep a sentence, and I wish I could remember. I think I do it more in Korean. There's one verb that I always put in my head. Okay, so Korean, we're probably got George channel, so we could talk about this. But Korean, when they conjugate verbs, there's a form that it can go into. Sometimes it goes into that form, and sometimes it stays in its like just you cut off the final part and keep the root, right? So, and I always go, oh, is this one where you switch it up to do I have to modify it first? And so I have a sentence that I always go back to that I remember. And I go, okay, if it's this for that verb, then every other verb is doing the same thing. I don't know how to, like, let's say that the sentence could be like, you could have two of them. Shabete bakkari, talks constantly. That's your beacon sentence. So, anything that you do constantly is te bakkari, right? Kita bakkari, that's your other beacon sentence. I just came. That's ta bakkari. So you have two beacon sentences with this very basic, just a verb, right? And maybe you even keep it the same verb for your beacon sentence, depending, right? You have shite bakkari, constantly doing it, and shita bakkari, just did it. And you just have that in your head. And then you can do so much from there by just like you see the beacon, and then you can go, if I move 3 kilometers this direction, I know I'm good. If you get super far away from that beacon, well, you got another beacon over here that you can look at, another sentence that you can look at. And I haven't exactly formulated how I would do that and what exactly is in a beacon sentence. But I think like every time you learn a verb, there should be a beacon sentence to show you how that verb works. Hana says, yes, 1.5 hours to South Korea, 2.5 hours to China, 3 to Taiwan. It's perfect. 4 hours to Vietnam. Oh, I want to go to Vietnam. Right? Living in Japan would just be amazing for me, honestly. Am I going to the city or the outskirts? I'm going to start more in the outskirts, like the countryside, because my wife's parents are there. So we'll rent something there. And then I'd probably rather be in Tokyo, but kind of a compromise because my wife is from Kansai area. We'll live in Itami near the airport there. That way I can just hop on a flight. Itami. I'm sure there's flights from Itami to Korea, or even if I have to do a hop from Itami Haneda or Itami Narita, and then, that's fine. Hopefully there's Itami flights. But I prefer Itami and Haneda airport over the larger Narita and Kansai, because it's just so much trouble to get there because they're like super separated from the city. But like Haneda's like right there. I don't know about Itami. I've never been to Itami, or I haven't. I don't remember, but I imagine it's like kind of right in the city. Almanac said they have to be there, referred to scheduled paid for lessons. I'm already in Japan. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind in the reading. I'm not reading it in time, and that's the problem. Jacko says, yeah, I agree. I think being honest with yourself and learning to live in a way that matches your heart is the way to be healthy and happy inside of the social contract, of course. Yes. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, I think I would like to adopt that kind of a policy where as long as you're following the social contract, that's fine. And sometimes the social contract that we all have between each other sucks. It means we get censored on YouTube, right? I can't say anything willy-nilly because there's a general population that looks at YouTube, and YouTube needs to survive with advertisements, And the other thing, this is a hard one. This is a really hard one, and it's unfair, and it needs to be fixed. But that's why so many people are pro-Israel, even though they're killing Palestinians. And I'm sorry, now I've probably just made this video not viewable on YouTube, whatever. But it's a difficult, super difficult question, but people are trying to live within that paradigm of the power that Israel has. And Palestinians, frankly, have zero power. Like, there's no economic power. And, here's the thing, despite the social contract should be, you don't kill people, right? You don't kill people willy-nilly. And so I'll never say it's a good thing, obviously, but sometimes we have to change that social contract, right? There's a balance of power. Like, it's like the necessary evil that we deal with Israel the way we do. But younger people are going to change that. I think there's going to be a shift. It'll take, a decade. It won't be right away because you have to vote people into power, right? Right now, the people in power don't have the ability, majority of them at least, don't seem to have the ability to turn on Israel and say, hey, you can't do this shit. If you're following the news, maybe you're not, you don't even know what's happening. But basically, they're steamrolling through the Gaza and just killing people. That's not, as long as though you're following my point was this. I'm sorry, I meant to go to this point. The world's not fair, social contract or not. It's not fair. The rich will always have more advantage over the poor. Always. I have more advantage over someone that doesn't have houses. I can generate income just by properly paying my mortgage. I have a level of income without doing any work besides paying my mortgage. Of course, I have to maintain the house and there's risk. And, if the air conditioning goes out, I got to pay money, and I was in massive debt when I bought this house and I was moved out of the other and I was like remodeling both. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't have the debt was real and it was painful for me, within my own bubble, within my own personal bubble. So I think the world should be, it's an even playing field, right? If one of you wants to buy a property, you shouldn't be denied buying that property if you have the money, but you should also have an even playing field to be able to earn that money. There should be no like, oh, you're black, so you can't do this, or because you're a woman, you can't do that, or, because, and maybe more recently, because you're a white male, you can't do it. Whatever, there should be nothing holding you back from doing it. But you shouldn't expect an even outcome. The playing field needs to be even and fair, but the outcome can be bad. Look, let's just take my YouTube channel. I stream every day on this channel. Is it growing? No, like 40 people a month. Another person that puts out maybe a live stream every month, or someone like Chris Abroad who puts out like a really great video every month or so like that. I don't even know. I haven't seen his stuff in a while, but it's not the frequency that I do on this channel, for example, right? But it's different quality, so just, I can't expect the same outcome because you could have the same person doing the exact same thing and have a different outcome. But I shouldn't be prevented from, like unnaturally prevented from having the chance. Like we're going to block this guy because he's 51 and we want a 30-year-old demographic. So we're going to promote the younger person. That's not fair. Give the videos a shot, and depending on who clicks one, let the market decide, which is not fair either way, because you're going to click on a handsome person or someone with a better thumbnail 9 times out of 10, I would say, right? I don't know where it's going with all of that. 犬じゃなくて狐です. Yeah, that's a good beacon sentence. Jacko says, I like the beacon sentence idea. I know a lot of vocab, but when speaking, it's like I forget every word or grammar I know. Because the thing is, if you can get a beacon sentence that encapsulates a word, a particle, a verb, combined with a grammar attached to it, oh my God, you could do so much with that. Sushi o taberu. That, like, in a low level, that's an amazing beacon sentence. Like sushi o taberu. Eat sushi. What can you do with that? Sushi o taberu no wa muzukashii. Eating sushi is difficult. That's another beacon sentence that you built off of with another beacon sentence. Sushi o taberu no wa muzukashii to omou. Now we get 2 beacon sentences combined into a new one. It's beacon plus beacon plus beacon. Sushi o taberu no wa muzukashii to omou. I think eating sushi is difficult. Let me take it up a little bit, one more notch. Sushi o taberu no wa muzukashii to omou hito ga oi. There are a lot of people that think eating sushi is difficult. Sushi o taberu no wa muzukashii to omou hito ga oi ni mo kakawarazu. Despite there being a lot of people that think it's difficult to eat sushi, look at what we have done with those beacons stringed together, with those base sentences strung together. We just kept adding to it and attaching. And that's just half of the equation, because if you have a sentence like, despite there being a lot of people that think it's difficult to eat sushi, what comes next? More building and building. Grammar stacking is what I call it. But you learn your basic grammars with your beacon sentences, and then you attach them together to make a bigger thing. And your brain is able to process these big sentences. Because that's all language is. Language is just attaching meaning to these strings of words and keeping track of a topic and keeping track of the action. And when you hear だから you know that was the condition and there's something coming up later that's the result. Because blah, 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 blah. Maybe it would be, 寿司を食べるのは難しいと思う人が多いから Well, what is before the kara? The reason. Or sorry, the reason. Because there are many people that think eating sushi is difficult. 最近寿司のレストランがあんまり売れてない。Recently, sushi restaurants aren't selling a lot. なので、therefore, 寿司をやめて焼き鳥屋を作ってるところが増えてます。Instead of selling sushi, there are places now selling yakitori, for example. I'm just throwing out stupid things. But do you see how that's a lot to keep track of? And you can do it with beacons, right? Beacons within there. Always Stream says, I mostly do one video a week. I get around 1,500 subs a month. Yes, you're beating me. You're beating me. I'm doing one every day. This is my second one today, but mine are mostly trash streams, so that's different. But I could easily triple that. I just don't have the time because of regular work. I don't know if I've clicked on your... I don't even know how to get to it. Let's see here. Always Streams. $33,000 subs.
Whether you're new to DayZ or just have...
Well, you're so new to DayZ. Is that a game? Oh, yeah. Look at you. Dude, your video from 2 months ago got 73,000 views. 14 reasons you did the number thing. Like you're following the way that you're supposed to do things. Yeah, 15 things this, 14 reasons that. Yeah, I see that you're doing that. 40 more PVV tips. 15 things you probably don't know. 10 essential baseball. These are really good ways to get people to click. Good job. And I like your voice. Even though I just made fun. I just mocked it, but I still like it. Jekka says, you made that seem so easy. I understood every sentence you said, but I don't know if I could produce it past sushi o taberu. You could if you learned the beacons, like the parts. It's just stacking. You're just stacking. Sushi o taberu. Right, let's go more basic, right? Sushi o taberu. Sushi o taberu hito. People who eat sushi. Sushi o taberu hito wa. People who eat sushi, what about them? They're getting ready to do something. タンパク質をよく取れてます. People who eat sushi get a lot of protein. と言われてるんですけども, we are told that people who eat sushi get a lot of protein. ですけども, however, 最近のデータによると, according to recent data, like there's also pregnant sentences where something has to come after them. Okay? So that was one. 最近のデータによると, according to recent data. That's a pregnant sentence. There's a baby getting ready to come out. And that baby is the result the result of according to the recent data. What about it? What finding did we get? The pregnancy there is we're waiting for a finding. You know, and if you have that beacon sentence of something like a 最近のデータによると 寿司を食べる人が増えています. According to recent data, more people are eating sushi, for example. So you have that beacon sentence. You know that there's always in that particular sentence, there's a pregnancy. A setup and a fallback, right? A setup and what comes out. 今日は月曜日だから something だから always pregnant. Something's going to come after that. And that's all these big sentences are is だからなのでそう思うにはによると it's just a boo, like it's a wave, completely a wave on the ocean. It's like we're gonna fall back to you get pregnant, your baby, and then you bust the baby out. You get pregnant again, you bust the baby out. That's what's happening. That's any language does it. English does it too. For example, That was it. That was my pregnant one. For example, if I say that, that's pregnant. You know, an example's coming up, and I'll give you another pregnant example. Here we go. For example, first pregnancy. When I speak Japanese, you have expectations. I've built an expectation. What I like to do is, that's 3 pregnant. For example, when I speak Japanese, what I like to do is, I've got to come down off of those 3, right? I'm already building part of the example. I like to, that satisfies everything. The thing that comes after that. It's the crescendo of that buildup. And then what happens? The person either continues with a new pregnant thought, right? A new push. And by the way, I'm speaking, none of this is thought out. I'm speaking completely off the top of my head. I haven't formulated the best way to talk about this, so it might be weird the way I'm saying fallout and birthing a baby. Maybe there's better ways to say this, but that's what's happening. Almanac says, the funny thing about abroad in Japan is that it's slowly turning into the type of content he used to mock. He used to hate when content went commercial. He's got to make money. That's part of the societal contract. You got to make money. Look at me. If you look at my content, I never used to really push the book or push a website. I do every time now. I have to. People need to know about what I offer so that they could buy it, so that money keeps getting generated every month so that I can pay the staff that are here building the company. Or else my option is, because there's a break point, I can only fire so many people. I can only lose so many staff before it's not viable to keep even one staff. And then it's just like, it's easier to go back to me and my wife run the company and then hire people for spot work, like gig work. Like, hey man, our game broke. Can you look at it and fix it? Or hey, I just want to add this one feature. Can you add it? Can I give you a few $1,000 for you to do this? There's only so many people I can let go before it's, not viable anymore. So I have to promote books. I have to have special covers. There's no way around it. Like, even this channel, it's good because I'm getting benefit from in the mornings I'm reading that book and it's motivating me, but there's a break point to where I can't keep doing this channel forever and ever and ever, right? Oh, I can't keep ramping it up. Let's just say that. Because if I start building, for example, I was working on 2 Yuta and Kamaki episodes, right? Because I thought those were fun. Even though Japan story time, whatever, no one seems to actually care about that. So maybe I won't make those, but maybe maybe they like the bugs. I'll throw that out there. But those take a lot of time. Even those stupid things take a lot of time. And then putting the YouTube clips together take a lot of time. If I up the quality of the Japanese from 0 videos, I have to not do as much quality on Polyglot George because I don't have the time. I can only read maybe an hour in the day instead of an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I got to get to the park when it's still light to shoot, or I got to sit down and write the novel that I promised everybody on this channel. There's only so much quality you can give. How about beacon sentences? What about it? What about it? Oh, it's unfortunate to hear that his stuff has gotten more commercial. Always Stream says, I feel like you could easily grow this channel because people are looking for someone like you when they start. They just don't know that. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm going to really, really work hard on increasing quality just to know if that was it. It's like Keith Lee. You've seen this Keith Lee guy? He's like, I'm at a restaurant. I need to find out if it's the marketing, the food, or the customer services, right? It's one of those things. It's how are they treating their customers? Is that it? Is it the content, right? Or the taste, right? I don't know. Right now, I'm going to work on taste. I'm going to make the quality higher. I'm going to put more effort into the videos, whatever that means. And I might fumble around for 10, 20 videos trying to come up with an idea that works really good. Maybe the Kamaki and Yuta thing is stupid and no one cares. Or maybe people love Yuta and Kamaki and they start wanting t-shirts and it becomes something. I don't know. I'm very optimistic in that sense. As an entrepreneur, you kind of have to be an idiot and think everything you do could be big. Jakufek says, I'll have to think about these beacon senses and find some to latch onto. Well, you have just make some. Find a sentence that you like and memorize the shit out of it. That's what you do. You memorize the location of that sentence, essentially. Like, if there was a lighthouse, I know if I go left over here, there's something, There's only so many beacon sentences you can come up with before you're fluent in Japanese. I mean, like, I don't know. There's a ton. Jack says, I just read that. A bacon sentence was a joke. I don't think I even read it as bacon. Hang on. I didn't see your bacon joke. Sorry. Hey, Ginger, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. What did I even name this one? I think this is like almost a record for amount of people watching a stream. It's one that I'm not doing anything important at all. What did I name this? I don't remember that. Oh, it's George's Yoasobi. See, even that I was thinking, what if this is a new thing? It's just like a segment where we just talk, we just chill. That's what we're doing. Yoasobi, night play. It's a dumb name, and I guess maybe people are wondering what it is and they're clicking, or it's that time of night. Oh God, it's almost 2 a.m. I gotta get up in 6 hours, guys. It's okay, I sleep in the day. I sleep in the day as well. I do that live stream, ate a big lunch, and then I crash. What are you up to, Ginger? Yeah, I mean, I primarily started the streamer now because I needed to come back to earth, because the amount of different YouTube channels I watch to get these sentences is crazy. And just to see the amount of variety in the content, and to see that some of these people that I've never heard of have millions of subs, and some of these videos have millions of views, and I'm like, this has millions of views? This? I don't know. Steve S says, last live I caught you. You finished a few seconds later. 8:50 p.m. tomorrow here. Ginger Guidance says, I took the JLPT yesterday. That sucked, lol. Oh, that's too bad to hear. My friend Nick took it well too. He was shooting he's going to do N5, but he passed an N4 test. So he's like, oh, I'll probably just do N4. What were you shooting for, Ginger? Because I thought your Japanese was pretty good when we met. That night was it's a fond memory for me when we all got together in Shibuya. Fond memory. I appreciate you coming out. It was nice. What video has millions of views that confused you? I'm not confused. I'm just like, what is this person doing that? Well, number one, they're waxing poetic. You know what I mean? They're very confident in what they're saying, for sure. You'll see, like, look, when you look at the next video, just go look at the video, go look at the videos that I'm using. I give the channel. I should probably put the links in the description as well for people to go actually see the actual video. N3. Yeah, I'll be building N3 content hopefully next year. That kanji messed me up. Let's see, what is that? Cho something? Is it a morning something? What is that? Cho Kang? I don't know. Hang on. Let me grab it. Cho something, huh? Cho Kang. It's literally what I thought it was. I didn't say it because it's like Shu Kanshi is a weekly. I just never heard of a morning newspaper. Cho Kang. Contextually, I probably would have figured that out. But I mean, I'm probably at least N2. I don't know. At this point, I was always very confident that I could do N1, but now I really think I gotta up my game, or I would not be able to pass N1. There's just too many weird things that I would mess up. Always streams. Oh, I watched the video with the clips and the funny intro. Didn't know you meant them. You didn't know I meant them? What do you mean? You put Chogan as your answer. That's not a bad answer because of the Rendaku rule. Always streams. I don't know what you mean that I meant them. I didn't meet the YouTubers. I didn't. I met Ginger Gaiden though. Yeah, I met Ginger Gaiden. She's a YouTuber as well. But the YouTubers on my video, I never met those, the Japanese people. Yeah, it was a super fun night. I want a Doko Demo Doa so I can just like go do that. See, that would be cool about living in Japan. It wouldn't be like, oh, I only have this much time in Tokyo. It's like, no, I'm just gonna head up. I'm gonna drive up. I'm gonna drive up for the weekend, you know? I'll rent a car or something. I don't know. That's the only thing that's like difficult about living in Japan, even temporarily. It's like, do I have to have a car that drives up the costs? Oh man. I might want to do more of these Yoasobis. Maybe I should read every now and then at night. Like I have a morning read and an evening read, you know? Tomorrow maybe I'll do that. It depends. Tonight I spent a lot of time though. If I'm gonna release even one video a week, I have to like work on it every day. There's just no way around it. And I gotta come up with like my what's my hook. I don't have a hook for the next one yet. It's a really great grammar, so I can definitely come up with a hook though. At least they drive on the same side of the road as me. Steve, I guess you're in England. Wait, what side of the road does England drive on? I think they drive on the same side as us, as America. Ginger says, just take it secretly, and if you pass N2, tell everyone. But if you fail, don't say anything. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm pretty confident in being not confident, to be fair. I feel like I've earned enough credibility in teaching, and I've always been. I think at least recently, I've never have I ever misrepresented my Japanese level? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever been like, I'm the best on earth. I mean, I used to always say I don't think I've ever met anyone better than me. You know, and I certainly have though met people better than me, but normally I don't meet people better than me. But I don't think I've ever been like, I'm the best. Like there's definitely, I've always thought, for a long time I did think I was done learning Japanese. I know now it's not true. I learned, definitely not true. Baby Bear says, crazy thing is the kan is marked as an N2 on Jisho. It might be though that the kan kanji is in certain readings or certain like words is N2, but for chokan, because it's actually probably chokanshi, by the way. There's probably a shi after it. It's probably, for that usage, lower levels. N3 or something. Don't know. You could totally pass N2, I have no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I probably could pass N1. I can work my way through that. I was an interpreter. I don't think I would fail at that. The problem is maybe the writing portions, you know, like the portions where they're using stuff that's written versus spoken. Yeah, maybe I would not do well. I feel like the content you read recently is beyond N1? No, I don't think so. I don't know. The stuff I'm reading recently isn't, for sure. The 27 歳の独身男, that doesn't seem very high level. There's just a lot of words I don't know. Like, nenimotsu. Just double check that I'm remembering that right. On jisho.org. To hold against somebody. Ne nimotsu. Yep, that was it. To hold a grudge. To hold something against someone. Itsumade ne nimotsu no. Wow, it's such good. I used it today for sure. I only said, and I said it super convincingly, and she was like, it's because you. Oh, hang on. I was just joking. I didn't really mean that. I feel like if I upped my level like that, I'd win more fights with my wife. Oh, but here's that channel for those two little girls. It was still on my screen. They're adorable. Wait, oh, that might have been in a much older video. They look much older now. This was up. Let's see. Oh yeah, they got older. I don't even know which one's the older sister anymore. They're adorable. Oh God, please don't sing. What is this? This is 1 year ago.
パカ、それだよ。パカ、リサだよ。セーリスチャンネルです。はい、今回は私がしているメイクをおリサさんにしたら双子みたいになるのか。
Will we look like, I can't think of the word in English, twins, if the makeup that I'm doing, my sister does? Are they not releasing a bunch? It was 3 days ago. Here we go.
パカ、それだよ。パカ、リサだよ。セーリス。
Baka, there's her intro. Baka, Joji da yo. Baka, shimewaza da yo. That'd be our thing. Oh wait. Oh, my setup's wrong. Boom. Yeah, they're adorable. How old are they though? I'm guessing like 16-ish. Limited shipping areas. They got stickers or something? What is this? They have stickers? Shipping to 228 countries? Ooh, I might need to research this. Ooh, that's cool. The way that button goes. Suzuri plus world shopping. All right, I'm gonna remember that. Show that to my guy tomorrow. Maybe we can do that with books. Approximately $4. Oh, it's $4 for the sticker. I don't know. I wouldn't feel right with a 16-year-old. Is she 16? Oh, she's so cute. Who's this? Is this her other sister? Yeah, I guess I'm more of a Sayuri fan style-wise. She's adorable too. She looks like she's 14 now. Oh, it's Saya. Sorry, Saya. Okay. Wait, what was that? That was the makeup video, right? Was it? Yeah, I didn't.
パカ、それだよ。
Oh, I was just their intro.
1ヶ月前とかなんですけど、まあね、前回保留にしたやつとかもまあもろもろ入ってるので、で今回はもうお互い厳しく取り締まっていかないともう全然捨てられないので。
Okay, so they've got a box of things that they're going to try to figure out if they need or don't need things.
例えば一回もういらないなったらもうここから、ね、
Cosmetics, I guess they got sent to them.
出ていく。
Let's see. Hard to. Oh, it's danshari nang maybe. Danshari nan's my guess for this word. Hard to. Danshari is to. I only learned this like maybe a year ago or so because of kondo mari, but it means to like just take like size. Not size. Danshari. Clean shit up. I don't know. Declutter. Oh, the whole thing is. Oh, okay. There's two. I thought that was a non. It was tiny. Danshari. Okay. Danshari. Decluttering. Cosme danshari. Danshari. TikTok random dance. So they're doing like every 5 to 3 days here. 5 to 2 days.
パカ、さよなら。パカ、リサだよ。セーリスチャンネルです。はい、今ママが企画で使うカゴをね買いに行ってんだよね。うん。だから今回。
She's older, right? How old are they? Let's see here. Is there an about? There is no. They have a store right here. Why can't I have a store? Why can't I have a store? Oh, Instagram. Is that how we'll find out how old they are? Because they gotta be like 16, right? They're not like... no, don't know. No idea. Yeah, they're young. Birthday girl. Birthday girl. Dang it. Gotta sign in. No. Stop asking. Birthday girl. How old? 14. She's the old. Okay. Wow. She's 14. She's the older one or the younger one? I don't know. Well, that's Saya. I think she's the first one in the videos. So let's see. Let's go back. Paka Saya. Paka Saya desu. Yeah, so she's 14. Wait, when was that post? Looked pretty recent. August. Oh my God. It's hard to tell Japanese girls. All right, so 14, and I'm guessing minimum distance would be 1 year. So let's say 13 and 14, or 12 and 14. Is there another birthday? Oh, here it is. Here's Risa's birthday. May 12. Guys, I'm looking at a 14 and 12-year-old YouTube channel. But to be fair, they have good microphones and their content's clean, so. And Yuna-chan, I don't even know if Yuna-chan's doing, I did that color context video a long time ago. Someone said on the comments, you did that color contact video a few months ago. That was pretty good. That was like years ago. The Yuna-chan channel one? Oh my God, that was so long ago. Let's see. Yuna-chan. Yuna-chan, I think that's it. Is that her? Oh my God, she's different. I don't even know if that's her, to be fair. Oh, I think it is her. She's 19 now? Okay, so hang on. In comparison. I gotta go to the Japanese zero. Okay, let's see. Let's look up Yuna's color contacts. We're gonna take a moment. Yeah, this was 4 years ago. Is it the same one? It's Yuna Channel. Is that her? I can't tell. What's this Kirimaru thing? Oh no, oh, she's great too. That's the other. I just saw her in her car. That was the video. I only watched one of the video. We're showing her weight. Konnichiwa. 8 キロ太りました。She got 8 kilograms heavier. Wait. Oh, geez. Yeah, wow. Okay, I'm not going to perv too much on that. Yeah, I loved this video. I watched just the intro of it because her hair is all messed up. Hey guys, it's me. Her most random greeting ever. Dude, I don't know. That's just cute. Like hair like that is super cute. Imagine I'm 18 and not 51. Just give me a break. Also, yeah, when she says ichiji jupun, it's not ichiji jupun, it's ichiji jupun. It's like kind of combined, isn't it? Ichiji jupun. Ichiji jupun.
1時10分で今日は本当は
Bruh, I go to bed. I wake up. I do some work, and I go to bed again, and then I wake up at 4 in the afternoon. So you're doing okay, girl.
本当に時間がない。結局簡単に言いますと、本当は2時間前に起きて今日は準備動画を撮る予定だったんですが、
Wait, what? Jibito? I was supposed to.
結局簡単に言いますと、本当は2時間前に起きて今日は準備動画を撮る予定だっ
I
た
have
んです。
no idea what she just said. I was supposed to wake up 2 hours ago and take a Jibito.
結局
Hang on. Let's see if we can get.
簡単に言いますと、本当は2時間前に起きて今日は準備動画を撮る予定だったんです。
Jumbi doga. Oh. Okay, preparation video. Jumbi doga. I wasn't ready for that.
結局簡単に言いますと、本当は2時間前に起きて今日は準備動画を撮る予定だったんです
Now I can hear it. Jumbi doga.
が、アラームがなぜか鳴らず、最近壊れておりまして、なぜか鳴らず盛大
No, your phone's not broken. You're just not hearing it, girl. I should sub. Let's go back to Yuna channel. I don't know where it went though. Where is Yuna channel? I'll just search again. Here's another Yuna channel. There it is. Yeah, that's her. Wow, she grew up. Oh, I am subscribed as well.
どうもやですピンポン
I
今日の
feel like she's trying to still be 15. She should be like a little bit more like, I don't know. She's still playing a little bit too cutesy maybe. Okay, let's see her channel growth. 688,000 here. 462. She's grown an entire my channel in 4 years. An entire Japanese from zero in 4 years. That's crazy balls. Dude, where'd she go? Did I lose her again? Too many channels. Oh wait, is it this one? Oh no, that was a crazy video. Let's close all this stuff. Let's close it all. Let's close all this. Certainly there's a way to close all these and I'm just not doing it. Close all our tabs, yes. Okay. Yuna channel. Okay. 卒業します。
どうもやですピンポンはいまあタイトルとサムネと私の年齢とか的にもねちょっとお察しの方も中には結構いるのかなと思うんですけれども
Oh, she's leaving Pop Teen, I guess, is her management company. But what about her color contacts?
いただいたお仕事だったりとか声をかけてくださったお仕事をこと
What I don't get, right, is she's been doing YouTube this long. Can you get a better like microphone and not sound like you're in a cave? That's all I'm saying. Like, I want to hear your true voice, not this, hey guys, I'm way the back over here. Like,
わからない何事も
does she not even have a shotgun mic? She's got to be making tons of money. And her brother is a big YouTuber as well.
どうもやです
Her brother is Pinky, if I remember correctly. I'll put Kun in here, see if it comes up. Yeah, Pinky. Kaito Pinky.
今年もよろしくお願いします。今年2本
See,
目
he's got better sound.
の動画になります。今年はですね、ちょっとこのチャンネルもそうなんですけども、サブチャンも動かせてないんで、ちょっとね、会社のお仕事とかをこううまく調節しながら YouTube の方も楽しんでやっていけたらいいなと、投稿頻度増やしてね、頑張りたいなと思っております。で、この話
Yeah,
で
he's falling behind in his uploads, for sure. Is this his sister and him?
すいません、今ちょっとマジでうんこしてます。結構
You're pooping? No, you're not pooping. There's no way you're pooping. I don't believe you're pooping right now.
強いやつ。
A big poop, huh? I don't think I could ever feel myself pooping and be okay with it. I guess when you're a handsome guy like this guy, you can.
なんか本当に結構強めのうんこするとき、僕大概もう肛門の外にちょっとだけ出てるんだよね。だからトイレ
This description of him pooping, oh my god, is this okay?
トペーパーでケツの穴拭くとなんかちょっと
Really? Do I want to analyze this? When I wipe my butthole.
固まりついてくるんだよね。関根リサ。先週とメントも全国の共犯者の皆さん、この挨拶をするのもなんか久々な気がしますね。私が YouTube を投稿しなくなってざっくり約1年経ちましたと。YouTube がいろんなこと
Wow, he hadn't released in a year. No wonder he was constipated.
ありましたね。最近いっぱい炎上しちゃったりとか、それと同時に復活ブームもありましたね。そこで思いました。こちらのチャンネルをね使うこと結構抵抗あったんですけども、なんかね昨日のなんか
Wait, does he have another channel? Did he want to go on another channel to start up again?
動画コメント欄なんか開放されてたんだよね。本当にねこのチャンネルコメント欄がね使えないっていうのが本当に致命的すぎて。
Wait, why can't he have comments? He can have comments. Maybe when Google did that crackdown. ゆなちゃんが有名になってからも全然変わってなくてめっちゃ嬉しい。You haven't changed at all since Yuna-chan became famous. Yeah, his sister became famous.
投稿するモチベーションとかもまあ2年前ぐらいからなかったんですけど、せっかくだからね。こ
Whoa,
の
what
夏
was
からも
happening over here?
風の名前になっちゃった。というわけで改めて僕の
This guy's really cute though. You think he's a cute looking guy? He's really handsome. I would love to look like this. He's got charisma as well.
を呼びに行こうかなと。ちょっと画鋲の乳首の先端をチクチクイージ
This guy is funny, man.
リー。何やら芳醇な桃の香り。それでは失礼します。おっぱい見るよ。
Oh, I remember when I first saw his sister on his show, I was like, because she was like, what was the beginning of that video? It was like, hey, you Lolita lovers or something like that.
僕の今からする YouTuber のモノマネ当ててください。いきます。
She knew her viewers were older men. That was what you could feel. And I was like, did he teach her that? Like, how did she figure that out?
正解です。これは死にかけのコアラか綾菜さんしかいない。
But see, everyone started watching. They wanted to see Yuna-chan. They came just to see Yuna-chan. Look at that. This is super flat through here.
いや久しぶり有名な。ちなみにさ。
Did she straighten? She used to have a Hanyaiba tooth. She fixed her snaggle. I hate the word snaggle tooth because doesn't sound cute.
でも怪盗兄弟ってずっと動画出してないからもう閉業してるでしょ。営業してる。いやいや閉業しています。営業してます。
I guess she hadn't released videos in a while too. Apparently.
怪盗兄弟は営業しています。というわけで怪盗兄弟ずっと休んでましたけども、桐崎兄弟、中町兄弟、こう来たらもうトップ3兄弟、怪盗。
And here's the thing: you don't know if they're really got a good relationship. They could just be good for the video. They could like really hate each other.
兄弟がここにねじ込むしかないんじゃないですか先輩。そうっすね。やっぱ営業してる。頑張りましょうよ。頑張りましょう。これからまたよろしくお願いします。
So that was him saying he's gonna be back on YouTube. I'm curious. Did he come back on YouTube legit? 9 months, 1 year. Where's that Fukatsu video? He did come back. Yeah, these are all videos after the one we just watched. There's no red line. Wait, what was that video?
すいません今ちょっと
2 years ago. Yeah, so he did come back properly. He came back properly, everybody. But he's 9 months out from releasing. Maybe he got destroyed. Oh no. He did a music video and no one watched it and it messed with him. So he was doing regular big video here. What? No, that ain't true. He made that up. His sister did not.
はい。というわけで緊急で今動画回してるんですけど。
So Grabia Idol is like a bikini idol, I guess.
本当に緊急。
There's no way. Oh, but she was in Pop Teen. Yeah, now I'm just gonna do what everyone else did and look for the picture of her as Pop Teen. Nope. because it's not there. I thought I saw something. What's that wording? ダサいおかしい。ホルモン呼べる。妹がおって。Wait, was that 妹？
フラッと入ったファミマでなんかちょっとだけおっぱい出してる妹と会うと思わなかったよマジでちょっとねこの
Wow. It's really that makes sense why that video was so big. Oh, it was this right here. Yeah. And then he did this video, no one watched it, and it demoralized him, guys. 100%. I promise that I have a like strong indication of how my videos work. He put so much effort into it, most likely, and that didn't work out for him. That's too bad. But anyway, Pinky is Yuna's brother, and I can't remember. It was that there was a period where I was doing Japanese daily videos, and Pinky's video came up, and then the next time I did the video, I should redo that series. That was actually a fun series. Oops, that's not what I meant to hit. I meant to hit this. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's 2:19. I got about 6 hours less than 6 hours of sleep, and then I wake up and I'll do a live stream. Maybe I should do it from this room. I haven't done it from this room in a while. Just check comments before I go. Right, Oppai Miruyo. Yeah, that was hilarious. I didn't translate it, but I was dying when he said it. You need smell-o-vision to know for sure. Oh God, no. Ginger Gaiden. Ginger Gaiden, you were enjoying that, weren't you? Yeah, she said it so fast, right? The Jumbi. Like what is that? Ginger Guy says, I've been watching an ex-idol named Kaneko Miyu. You might like her. She has a YouTube, I mean. Beautiful people can get away with anything. See, that's my problem. I'm not beautiful enough to get away with anything. I don't have the money or the looks to get away with anything. George, have you ever been to a maid cafe? Yes. It's pretty cringe. Here's the problem with the maid cafe. It's too cleansed. Everything you can do is like determined. The girls are like, first of all, they're like babies. They're like 16 and 17. Like or they're 22, but they feel like they're 14. They're super like, it's too much. Like, keep in mind, my wife is 8 years older than me. I've always liked older women, not younger women, okay? I like to look at younger women. They're cute and they're fun. But what I would date and marry, right, would be older women. So when I was 23, my wife was 31. I married her. Right? I've always thought 30 was like just a beautiful age, right? And maid cafe is just not fun. It's more fun to go to what they call a girls' bar because you got mature girls there. Right? Or honestly, at this age, if I could find, and I've never been to one, I'm sure there's a place where you go and there's like mature women that are beautiful that will have conversation, like really strong conversation. I remember one time in Fukuoka, I went to a place, and it's a place where the girls are kind of exposing themselves, essentially. That's what you go there for. And but when I went, I hadn't been to Japan in like, seriously, I hadn't been to Japan in a while, right? And I came over from Korea. So number one, I hadn't really been exposed to Japanese girls in a while. And Korea doesn't have any place like that. So it was like, all of a sudden, oh wow, I'm looking at a half naked girl. But I wasn't, because none of the girls at the table were naked. At other tables, they were. The girls at our table were dressed in kimonos, and they didn't get naked. Because the conversation was going so well, I didn't even care. Like it was like geisha level. Because geisha were well known for being conversationalists. That's what I felt like I had stepped into. I enjoyed the conversations. We were talking about the illiteracy rate. I wrote this in my notebook at the time. Shikijiritsu. I didn't know how to say literacy rate until that girl said it, and I was like, oh, and I wrote it down in my notes on my phone, like, and I still am friends with her today, like 10 years later. Like, I think it's been 10 years or so, maybe 7 years. I hung out with that girl. Her name is Miki-chan. I guess that's her real name. I don't know, because maybe she has a fake name at that place. But we have been line friends since that time, and she's older now, substantially older now, and she was actually older at the time. She lied about her age, but it doesn't matter because I didn't care. I was just there enjoying the conversation. But we hang out. We hung out, me, her, and Mike all sang karaoke in Fukuoka, and what a great friendship. But even though that was a place where you go to see girls naked, I didn't see girls naked until like the last girl, who was like, it was like 2 or 3 girls in a row that I just had like really enjoyable conversation with. Nothing as good as the first one because she was amazing. And I was trying to be respectful the whole time because I didn't want to like, I even though it's funny, I said to my friend as I went in, you know, of course my expectation going in was like, oh, I hope we see cute girls, right? But I was with my friend and I turned to him and I go, oh my God, if we don't get that girl. And that was the first girl I got because she was like the least attractive, but she was the best girl because she was like, her conversation was amazing. And I enjoyed her more than anybody. I don't have any of those other girls' phone numbers, okay? So then the whole time that I was talking with the other girls, I was just like trying not to look bad in front of Mickey. I didn't want to like have them expose themselves because I was trying to be respectful the whole time. It wasn't until the last girl, like you get to the last girl and then your hour's up, you know, you pay for like an hour at a time. It's like, do you want to extend? They ask you. So I think this is like a technique. Either they send the girl that's super aggressive, or whoever is the last, like the final batter, they got to hit a home run, which is getting us to stay another hour and pay money again. So yeah, she was half nude in front of me and I was like, okay, I guess I'm staying. It worked. Like, yeah, no, that fits my primal needs as a man. I'm looking at your breasts and that's fine. Oh man. But you don't get that at a maid cafe, I think is what I was trying to say. It's too like at the OP places, like anything can happen. Not anything, let me be clear. No, not anything can happen. But it's more free willing. Like one time I went there with we had like a bachelor party, and we actually went to the same place, but all the girls were changed because I had just a good experience meeting Miki there, and she wasn't there that night. And we went like I think 6, 7 guys, and the one girl who said, I'm one of the guys tonight, we started calling her Miguel, and she was the greatest Japanese woman I've ever met. Like, damn, was she fun. She was touching all the girls' boobies. It was hilarious. Like, she was getting so much action from all the girls. Like, that wouldn't have happened in a maid cafe because it's very like prescribed actions that you can take. Like, I can't sit on your side of the table. We can play Uno, but you can't touch me. Like, there's all of these like rules, you know, where it's much more freewheeling, like adults in an OP. Yeah, it's very corporate. Yeah, I agree, Ginger Gaiden. Oh, the maid catchphrase is 17 forever? Is it? I didn't know that. Yeah. Anyway, hey, if I lived in Japan, I could see more boobies. Those are standard places. Maybe I could. It's not easy to go into those places. It's because if you're a foreigner, they typically don't want you in there. Every time I'm trying to think if I've ever been in there. Yeah, no, Fukuoka is actually an easier place to do that. Fukuoka was surprisingly open to foreigners, and I think it's because Korea is so close. Like, you can come over on a ferry, so there's a huge like tourist population in Fukuoka. So they're like welcoming to foreigners into places that normally only Japanese people would go. But if you're in like Tokyo or Osaka, nah, you gotta be with a Japanese person, and they have to like explain, no, he's good in Japanese, or else you really can't go in. Girls bars you get into where you're just they're behind the counter. And it's just purely conversation where there's no like nudity at all. But I mean, that's the closest thing that Japan has to a strip club, essentially. But I normally don't do strip clubs in America unless I'm with Japanese people. It's just more like a social thing. It's like a guys' night out type of a thing. But I haven't done that in so long. It's crazy. I think it's been 10 years or more. I mean, I'd rather do karaoke at this point. You know. All right. Well. Not to end on a high note. I like it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Or should I say later this morning? Actually, you guys won't be here. You'll all be sleeping. I wish I had this amount of people, though, on the stream when I'm reading those stories. That would be nice. So it makes me think I should do these at night, maybe. The only problem is I won't have Shimewaza to hang out with. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. See ya tomorrow, guys. And thanks for coming by, Ginger Garden. Nice to see you. Bye. Where is OBS? There it is. Peace out, guys.